This is a video that I wish someone made for me when I was 25, just got out of college. What are the next 10 years going to look like to essentially retire early, be financially free, and be able to travel the world and do whatever I want? Here we go. Hey guys, welcome back to Lifestyle Leaps, where I try to help you take big steps towards reaching your financial goals of having financial freedom early and being semi-retired so you can do what you love. And I try to do that by sharing my own personal experiences with you. So this is one of those days where I'm gonna give you an idea of kind of the sequence that led to me being financially free by 35, only 10 years after I started my first business. Well, out of college, Target hired me for a brief 6 months, and I quickly learned that I did not like retail and quit my job at Target. It was a good salary, $50,000 fresh out of college doing retail, but then I took a few months off to plan what was going to be my house cleaning company. I knew from the beginning that I would be really good at doing the sales because I was a sales rep for the largest house cleaning company in the United States, and I was very good at that job. I did that through college. In starting this business, what I quickly realized was I didn't know how to clean houses. And I had to create systems, learn from other professionals, create training videos for my workers, hired a cleaner that quit after 2 weeks, hired another cleaner, and made her the trainer of the rest of the staff that I would eventually onboard. As time was going on, I was learning quickly that I was burning through the money that I had saved to start this business. While I was working leading up until this point, I probably saved like $5,000. My dad let me borrow a little over $11,000 that he had pulled out from his 401k. Once that money was gone, I could see that I had proven a concept and I was growing, but I was not yet profitable or really earning money yet. So then I started using money off of my credit cards. I racked up like a crap ton of money on my credit cards because I was also living. I needed money for food and groceries and paying my bills. So when I started my business, I was 25 and it was 2011. And by the end of 2013, I was so deep in credit card that I had to make a decision because that was also the turning point of my business where I was realizing this is working. I am going to be starting to make money, but I have so much debt that I'll never get ahead. A, I could consolidate my debt. B, I could file for bankruptcy. I did a lot of research. I have a separate video for that I'll show you, but I decided to file for Chapter 7 bankruptcy at the end of 2013, and it was discharged at the beginning of 2014. More bad news was to come. So then after some time of one of my cleaners going into a house and tripping on a step and fracturing her wrist, it caused my workers' comp renewal for the next year. Workers' comp is an insurance that as an employer you have to have for your workers in case they get injured on the job. My renewal for that policy for the next year was $124,000. Projections for the next year's sales would be $750,000. There's no way that math would have worked out because that's obviously not the only bill that I had. I would have had to make like 1.2 million, and there was no way I was jumping from probably just under $600,000 in sales this current calendar year to double the next calendar year. It was not possible, I believe. I had to close down that business and start what I call a house cleaning referral agency, where I match clients that I find with cleaners that I've recruited who have their own supplies and equipment, years of personal experience, and they are essentially their own business. And I'm just the matchmaker in the middle, which was what I was originally good at: sales, marketing, business operations. So it was a brilliant idea. And so from 2015 and on, I converted my business from a house cleaning company to a house cleaning referral agency, which means that I didn't have to have company cars, an office, even employees to manage. And so all these independent cleaners working kind of remotely, it was like an Uber essentially of house cleaning. So I got to work from home or anywhere in the world. And that totally changed my life. And so in this new business, the cash flow was so much better. I was starting to see real money coming in. 2 years after I filed for bankruptcy, I saved up enough money for only a 3.5% down on a house that was an hour away from where I usually lived, because that was where I could afford it. And I knew that it would, eventually I would be able to move back to where I live. So 3.5% down was like $12,000, $13,000, and I was able to be a homeowner. It was called an FHA loan that I used. They were very flexible about the bankruptcy. I moved in, got a roommate, rented the back unit that came with the house to other people. I lived there for free. I supercharged my savings, and then I was able to buy another home 2 years later back in my original location. I did another 5% down on that one. That house was $500 and something thousand. So I put like $27,000 down payment on that house, I think, and sectioned off spaces again, eventually lived there rent for mortgage free, and now had cash flow, right? So meanwhile, while I was living there in that second house, let's see what happened. I started a online course to show other people how I was able to start and run a house cleaning referral agency, working only 4 hours a week probably at that point, and making 6 figures. My systems were so good, people were asking me how to do it, and eventually I just thought, okay, I'll make an online course. So then that online course was doing well and growing, so I really invested time and made a significant online course that I sell for like $1,200, right? And so that was really growing. And then now I'm ready to buy another home. So I get lined up to buy another home, and now I'm gonna invest in this next home with my husband, who at the time was just my boyfriend. And so we bought the next home, and then we paid for construction for that next home to split up parts of the house to rent out, because he was down with this lifestyle at this point, seeing what I've done so far. So every single house we've house hacked, we've rented it out. At 35, I was able to be completely financially independent. We were technically millionaires, not in cash, not in our bank accounts, but in our net worth portfolio. Eventually got married, we're traveling the world. Those are the sequences that took place. And it was so organic and step by step, not complicated. But I think the important thing, the 2 key factors that I think that allowed me to get to where I am today is continued education. I kept reading and learning. And then the other piece is being flexible and being persistent. You know, when something doesn't work, pivot and do something else. It's okay, and you'll be okay. And you'll be better than okay once you make those necessary changes for you and for your business. So if you guys have any specific questions on that, leave them down in the comments. I'll either respond to them there, or it might inspire me to make another video for you. This is what I live for these days. So thanks so much, and subscribe and like if you haven't done so. Bye now.